Hello guys, on this video we are going to talk about how to install GA4 server-side and Facebook ad conversion API with Google Tag Manager using Stape in a Shopify store in 2025 with some power-ups from Stape. The requirements are Shopify access, Google Tag Manager admin access at the account level, Stape access and access to your DNS Manager, or contact to someone that has access to the DNS Manager. Let's dive in. So first of all, let's create a GTM server-side container. So let's go and start by doing that. And now we have a server-side container created already, and we are going to copy the container config. So I'm going to click here and copy this. Then I will open Stape. So we are here on Stape. So let's create a container and let's name this Shopify YouTube video. And we are going to paste the container configuration that we copy from the GTM. And here we are going to select a server location, find the nearest location where your clients, your leads will be located. Let's create a container. I will proceed with the free. You can go with the pro and you can mark these options so the container can upgrade to the next tier automatically in case you have peak on users. Alright, so we already created the container. This is very fine, and if I scroll down, I'm able to create a custom domain. So I recommend you to do this because in this way you will track sessions and user in a first party context, which is the main value that this tab can offer us. We are going to name this sgtm.analyticsengine.co. Here you will select the root domain of the website, and we are going to set up this manually. You will click next and you will add these values in your DNS Manager. This type cname host sgtm.analyticsengine.co. You can pass this information to your developer, your IT staff, or you can do it yourself and update that accordingly. So let's do that. Alright, so now let's select here, let's cname the type, name will be sgtm, and the target is the value right over here. And we are going to select a shorter TTL to 2600 seconds, that is 1 hour, so we can have fresher mapping. So let's add this record, and then we are going to go to Stape and click here on verify. And of course this can take a while, sometimes could be like a matter of minutes, and other times could be taking like a lot of time. So alright, so let's revisit this later, but what we are going to do is to copy this URL as soon this is verified. And I just refresh the page and this is ready. So let's copy the URL, and now we are moving back to the server container of GTM. And remember that you have to select the server type container, so you can see all these options here. Let's add the URL that we just created and let's paste it here. Alright, let's click save it. And if you have find this video useful so far, don't forget to like and follow and click in the notifications. Alright, so now that we added the URL, let's test if the URL is mapped already correctly. So you can see the URL, we have the domain that we mapped, and let's wait a couple of seconds meanwhile this load and show us the connection. And if you see the screen, this means that yes, it was connected successfully. Now let's go to my GitHub and we are going to download the client-side tag templates. So let's go there. So as soon we are in the GitHub page, we are going to start with the client-side container. So let's click here and download the raw file. Let's go to Tag Manager, client-side container. So I have a client-side container for this. Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure. Let me find out. Here, let's Shopify Stape. YouTube video client side. Yeah, let's this one. So we have an empty container. I don't have anything here. So we're going to import the code that we just downloaded from GitHub. So let's import container. And we are going to select this link that is the container that I downloaded. And you will select merge and or rename for the moment conflicting tags. So if you have conflicting tags, please edit one by one. Be careful in this stage because I don't want you to like delete some stuff that you have there. And you have to be very careful. So do this with a lot of caution if you don't have anything here. But if you don't have anything in the container, so you just have to add it. You can override, of course, because there is nothing to override, so no problem. Alright, we already have the container client side uploaded here. And I created this template for you. So you can save a lot of time to create this tracking. Alright, so first let's edit the GA4 Measurement ID. So I will go to my GA4 and now let's go to admin section, then data streams, then here we are going to click in the banner and you are going to copy the measurement ID and go to the container client side and let's find GA4 Measurement ID. And we are going to paste the measurement ID here. Let's click save and we have stale data. So if you see this message, just refresh the page and try again. So let's go GA4 Measurement ID, save. Alright, now we are going to edit the server container URL and add the custom domain that we created. So let's find the Google tag. And let's edit this variable here. And let's find the variable. You are going to click on the eye icon and we are going to update the URL that you created here. Alright, make sure you have the HTTPS protocol at the top. Let's save. And with those two updates on those two variables, we will be able to test or install GA4 on Tag Manager. Nevertheless, we are going to jump now to Shopify and we are going to install the Stape app there. Alright, so now that we are in the Shopify store, let's look for Stape and let's install it. Let's click on install. And here we are going to select insert web GTM container. I have a container that I was using for other tests, So let's update the container that we are actually doing. You will find that space empty, of course, because you haven't added anything there yet. So let's install the container. We are going to select add a custom domain here, and we are going to select our container, select add custom loader, and here you will find the Stape ID. So to find that, you will go to Stape, and here you will see the container identifier. Let's copy that. Let's go back to Shopify. Let's select Cookie Keeper and then click Save. And now let's start the configuration from, well, we already did everything on this tab. Let's continue to the data layer. You are going to make sure you have add e-commerce data layer. If you have this unselected, just select it. And here you will see some instructions to go here and install this pixel. We are going to do that in a while. Meanwhile, let's check webhooks, and we are going to update also the GTM server URL here. You will deselect this because with the webhooks you will lose the attribution on the cell. This is just like a backup plan if you have any issue about the standard installation. Alright, so let's go here in data layer, and now we are going to create a custom pixel. So let's click here, and here we are going to select add a custom pixel. Here we are going to name this Stape data layer, click add pixel, and here you are going to add information we saw here. So this code over here, we are going to copy it, and in this way Shopify, well, Stape, sorry, will be able to track purchases in the checkout. In permissions, we are going to select not required. Nevertheless, there are ways you can have the logic of the consent also pass through here, but in this moment and for this tutorial we are not going to cover consent mode. Alright, if you want a class about consent mode and Shopify, let me know in the comments. Let's leave this. Does not qualify a data sale, not required, and let's save this, and then we are going to click on connect so we can send this live. Alright, so now we are going to double check a setting that you need to confirm that is on. So we will go to the store, then to themes, then you will click on customize and select app and embeds and make sure this is on. You have to make sure like this is turned on, because if not, the setup will not work in the client side of things. So this is connected, that's great. Furthermore, it's important that you activate the power-ups from the Stape container. So as you select the custom loader and the cookie keeper in the power-ups, you have to configure this. So you will click configure, add the domain for the server, the web GTM ID, and be cautious because you have to add the client side, not the server side ID. Select GA4 app block bypass and select the platform, in this case Shopify. You will generate this, and you don't have to do anything because everything is managed via the Stape app. Don't forget to do this step, it's really important, and do the same for the cookie keeper. I don't have a paid plan for this video, but you just have to select the options, and it's very standard, right? All right, let's continue with the next part. And another test that we are going to do is to go to the actual Shopify store and check that the client side container is there. So we are going to activate the preview mode and we are going to the store. And we are just in the store. Let's see if the container is there, and we see a positive reaction of the container is here, the container NH. So this is great, and the tags are working there. Alright, and now let's download the Google Tag Manager server-side template from my GitHub. Alright, so let's go to GitHub and we are going to the server-side JSON document. Let's download this. Then let's go back to Tag Manager, server-side container. Let's go to the admin section and we are going to import the container that we just download, the server-side container. And of course make sure you don't overwrite anything, do merge and rename, and then fix that accordingly each case. Be super careful with this. And if you have learned things so far, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. This will help a lot to grow the channel and reach out to more people. Alright guys, so we already have the server container and the client side container. Let's leave it for a while there. And now let's go to variables and let's update all the variables here that are relevant. In example, the GA4 Measurement ID. Let's add the GA4 Measurement ID for GA4. The GTM Container ID. Make sure to overwrite and furthermore you have to update the Facebook event here. So let's update this with your pixel ID and your IPA access token. Alright, so now that we are in the events manager on Facebook, let's go to settings. And then you will find the option here, generate access token from the conversion API section. So let's click there. And it will throw a token here that we just copy, and also let's copy the dataset ID or pixel ID, and let's go back to server-side container and let's update this with API token. And the pixel ID over here. This section for the test ID is to test the conversion. So now that we are already here, so let's just go to test event tab, then select server container option here, and we are going to copy paste the test ID here so we can send the test events to Facebook. So with that updated and the GA4 Measurement ID, we already update everything we need in the server side. Now let's go to the client side container and let's update the Facebook pixel ID. That is something we haven't done so far. So here we are going to paste the pixel ID that we pasted before, and I think we are ready. We have the measurement ID was already updated. So let's test this. And to do that, we are going to first, I like to close like the previous tag assistant versions, and I think I closed the server side tag. So let's open that again so we can test that. Now let's go to the preview mode here, activate the preview mode there, and let's add the URL of the Shopify store. Let's connect, And we see that the client side and the server side container is working well. GA4 event is dispatched, and also Facebook. As we already have the console of Facebook, let's see what we got. We have the server and the browser with an event ID. Let's see if this is deduplicated. I will also go to the GA4 property, and let's go to data display, then debug view, so you can see the sessions right over here, the events that are coming through. So we have the page view, and before, like, we have the start of the session. And now let's proceed of adding an element to the cart to test the events. So let's go to shop now, and then let's go to the item. So you should see here that view item data layer event already fired. So it fired GA4 view item and view content for Facebook ad and GA4. So you should see that event flowing here. So we have view item, and here the item to have the product, the variables related to the parameters. Let's check. And when we see Facebook Events Manager, we set the view content, and we see that the view content matches the ID, right? Here we have the browser event, here the server event. So like in a few seconds, few minutes, you will see like this will connect and show you that both are the same sources, same with add to cart. So sometimes this view takes us a while to show you the duplication. So what you can do, if this is taking a while, you can just refresh the view, and right now it's the same, but it should fits in a while. So after you see like all these health checks here and in GA4, I recommend you to publish the changes as soon you see like everything is great, and all the Facebook pixel ID, the URLs of the server, GA4 Measurement ID, GTM container. If everything is great, and you see also the e-commerce events, add to cart and view item, like you can publish now. And you can do it now because to see the checkout events, if you don't publish, you will not see it on the server side container. And in the client side, tag assistant will not be visible because right now Shopify restrict adding code from the website, plain source code. So we are doing that via a custom pixel on Stape, using Stape, and those events will not be visible until you publish the container, particularly the server container. So let's publish this, and we are going to name this Shopify Stape server container, Facebook ads and GA4 deployed. And let's do the same for the Shopify one, right? GTM Shopify Stape Client Side Container. All right, we just published that, and then we are going to close the tag assistants. Then we are going to clear the cookies of the website. All right, so I will find here analytics engine. We'll close the cookies and restart the cache. All right, and now let's go to the containers and let's roll the server container, tag assistant, and the client side container. And by the way, here you can see how the events are deduplicated. You should see this screen as is shown now in my screen with the deduplications on. And by the way, just realized I made a mistake in the publishing, so don't forget to delete the test ID from the live environment. I will do this now. So yeah, things that can happen, it can happen to you. And let's add a version, so we can specify here that test ID was removed. Test ID removed for Facebook. Awesome. All right, but nevertheless we have to add again the events, the test event snippet or code, so we can test the event and finish the tutorial. We are almost ready to finish. We just need to confirm the purchase events and we should be ready to go. All right, so you already published the client side container, the server side container, and now we are going to test the purchases and the checkout events, because we already checked the non-checkout events. So there is a nuance when checking the checkout events on Shopify. To do that, you will not use the client side container, just the server container to see the events from the checkout. So you will go to the server container, make sure you have the test ID here, and roll the preview mode, and you will see the screen. Then you will open a new tab, and here we are going to find for Shopify.analyticsengine.co. Wonderful. And we are going to make a test purchase here, and you will realize here that let me clear this out because I have previous tests. Refresh, and you will start seeing the checkout, the browser and server side event just with the tag assistant of the server side container. Now let's complete the test purchase, and I will fill this with, test values and test credit card. All right, we are ready to complete the test. As you can see here, we have checkout events from server and browser, and with the same item ID. Now let's just publish, make the test payment, and you should see the purchase event from the browser and the server. Here the browser event just arrived. Let's check the server side container. We have the purchase here, so it should come in through in a bit. So if you don't see it instantly, like, that's super normal. Sometimes it takes a while until you see the events. We just have the add payment info event from server and the browser, and then they will show the signal. They are the duplicate. I always like to just find the event and check manually that they match, so that even the duplication is successful. So with this tutorial, you just learn how to install GA4 and Facebook ads in a Shopify store using Stape. Let me know if you have any questions. Super happy to help. Have a wonderful 2025. I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.